sweethearts. So I want to come on here to be very transparent with y'all. And I know this title is pretty, it could probably give you a heart attack. I'm not gonna lie. I don't even think I was gonna, when I started my business, I don't think I will even make a video like this, being honest. But this video is going to give a lot of clarity and a lot of transparency of what's been going on with me, because I haven't talked to y'all, actually talked to y'all in months. Being honest, I may peek in here and there, but I haven't really sat down and just told y'all what's really been going on with me. So first, I will be looking down because my laptop's right here, so I'll be looking at my notes a lot as a heads up to make sure I stay on track, because I do ramble sometimes. I do have tangents, and me and my brother, we have them all the time when we have conversations. So I'm trying to save y'all time, keep this nice and concise, and really get my points across, so that way y'all just are updated with me, and vice versa. I respect y'all as a community, and I truly miss y'all so bad. Let's get into the video. So first, the bittersweet truth of having a cake business. I've been in business for I hit 3 years in September this year. And I do feel like I plateaued. However, in the start of me doing this business, my biggest passions was to just share my sweets with people. I didn't even think about money. Literally, I was selling cupcakes for from $1 to $2, and they were the same size as now. So I truly just wanted to share my love and passion for sweets with all the people I met, and I find the joy in that. I truly do. I find the joy in just seeing someone that truly is just appreciating my work, what I made with my hands, and to see the joy on their face when they have a sweet treat. Come on, it fulfills me so much more than money even did. However, when I saw that I can find monetary value in this, when people ask me can I order from you? And I'm like, oh no, I don't do orders. You can just, I can just make it for you. But then I found how lucrative that this may be, and then Divine Cakery is born. And so the biggest thing for me as my business progressed was when it came to cakes, I felt so honored, and I'm not going to tear up. Every cake that I would do, I always felt so honored to do, because these are people's special moments. And you reached out to me to have a cake made by me for your birthday, your wedding, your engagement, your baby shower, your graduation, your promotion. There's so many cakes that I've done for people. And I'm sorry. I didn't think I was going to get emotional during this. Jesus Christ. And I just felt so honored with all of it. The whole journey of the big, the small, everything in between, events, pop-ups, to meet people. That to me was so much more fulfilling than money. So much more fulfilling than money could ever buy. Hold on, give me 1 second. I wanted to say as well, something that I really pride myself in my business for is demonstrating kindness, having integrity, and playfulness. Because life can be too serious, and sometimes you really just need a sweet treat. Let's be honest. And those are my biggest 3 core values. I myself pride myself in my character with that, but also in my business and my presentation of my business and what I stand firm in. And also faith. Divine Cakery, literally cupcakes and cakes sprinkled with the divine touch. So those are 4 pillars that I really stand firm on, is kindness, playfulness, integrity, and faith. And I, to this day, still stand firm in those. And I really want to continue in that, just as consistent as I was whenever I initially started this business. So, and now my time of, I can say there has been pitfalls, there has been valleys, there has been roadblocks, just so many lessons that were learned. You know, failure is the biggest lesson at the end of the day. And one thing that I realized this year was being the I in team, and how running the business, for also being a full-time student all on my own, was too much. And I'm realizing the boundaries that I did not have fully set for myself, because I'm playing tug of war mentally and emotionally, because I can say I'm emotionally tied to my business as well. And I really strained every ounce of myself in my business relating to last year. So, and being the I in team was one of my downfalls. You know, people always highlight and glamorize the entrepreneurial lifestyle, this, that, and the third. And especially in the Black community, because we have a big tie to hustle culture and a big tie to entrepreneurship. You know, you got lashes by so-and-so, nailed by so-and-so, or even pushing ahead of that, you got fashion brands, you got all these things that just literally, you got all these things that just push hard in the Black community. And I myself always wanted to separate. Whenever I presented my business, I want people to see that this is not a hobby. This is a business that I am trying to grow, and I will grow. You know what I mean? Like, this is not just something I'm doing for a quick cash grab. And let's be honest, Black people, let's be honest. Some things that have been promoted as entrepreneurship have been cash grabs. Hot take. I'm gonna just be real. You know? And some people just want to have CEO in their bio. Okay, I'm done. That's a whole nother video of entrepreneurship and hustle culture in the Black community. That's a whole other video. So you see what I mean by tangents? So I realized last year, as I said, was my most successful year. I hit 5 figures. Well, I hit 5 figures gross, which to me is amazing. In 2 years, hit 5 figures is amazing. However, in tandem to that, I was so tired. I put my health on the back burner, put my mental health on the back burner, and I just full throttled in what my business can become and, you know, academically. And even then, I feel like I tried my hardest to keep my social life together. My biggest 3 were social life, business, and academics. However, my priorities were they were not where they needed to be, because where does 1, God fit in, and 2, myself, because I was putting myself on the back burner as well. Another thing is that I was being consistent in social media, and, you know, social media is so glamorized though. It's such a highlight reel, and it can be such a thief of comparison as well. And I'm gonna touch on that in a little bit. So in last year, I felt I was the most consistent I've ever been. I was so disciplined in my business. So, you know, I was getting to it. I'm not gonna hold you. I was getting to the bag. I was. However, whenever and I think this was God's will as well, as for me to have this semester break, and I was forced, I was forced to slow down and on me, and 2, I was presented an opportunity to hire an employee, which love so bad. And I realized how much I tied myself to my business and how unhealthy it was. It became kind of helicopter parenting type deal, and for me to my business, right? So whenever I hired someone on board, it was a little shaky for me. However, it brought so much more peace and clarity for my side as a business owner, and to see that this is a small step that you will have to take sometime in the future if you want to get bigger. You have to instill and trust in others to help grow your business and that will stand firm in your values and truly just support you, you need to learn to let go of that. And so we thank God for Genesis. We really do. We truly, honestly do. I really appreciate her so much as my first employee and never want to take her for granted. And so when it comes to social media, right, I fell into the trap of comparison. And if you know, comparison is the quickest thief of joy. As I would look at my peer bakers and be like, how come I'm not growing like that? Or how come I'm not doing this? Or how come, like, just certain things, and just continuously praying on it. And, God is always like, your time will come. Don't rush. Your time will come. Like, that's the continuous answer I got. It's like, your time will come. Just stay focused. And so I did. And, I kept doing my business how I would do it, because I was tempted at times being like, no, my stuff is too off the wall. It's too playful. It's too childlike. It's too feminine. It's too things that I kind of start internalizing of and it started to attack my own character, because I'm like, it's not the typical business, especially as a Black woman. And you could think with me as well, as Black women entrepreneurs, there is somewhat a template that I've noticed in entrepreneurial Black women, or even the Black community. And it's I don't follow that template. And that's where comparisons start coming in, because I truly just have been myself through and through this business, through and through. And at one point I thought to myself, I'm not doing enough, or basically I feel like I need to rebrand everything that I'm doing, because it's not what's acceptable, quote unquote. And prayed about it again with that, and God was like, just keep doing what you're doing. Keep doing what you're doing. And I was like, okay. Even though I'm nervous and I don't feel like I'm being received, or I'm not growing in popularity how I thought I would, I just kept doing what I was doing. And I stopped comparing. Comparison will be there, but I stopped consistently comparing and really just drowning myself out and doubting myself of being who I am and trying to fit a box that was tailored and given to me. I can reject that box. I can look outside of it, which I did, and I stayed with it. But that was a hard time in having a cake business. And another thing that really ties into it, especially now in the political economic stance, is the fluctuation of costs and the fear of raising my prices. So we all know when butter was a brick of gold and eggs were diamonds, which eggs low-key still are diamonds, not gonna hold you. The price for eggs is slowly going down, but not as much as it needs to. Okay. So when it comes to continuous fluctuation of prices as a baker and someone that's in the cake industry, it wavers you. I'm not gonna lie, it does waver you. The fear of raising my prices, because I remember when I first raised my prices, I was like, God, I'm gonna lose so many people. But people stayed, and I was like, oh my God. Because I was looking at the perspective of a consumer, and I'm like, okay, I'll do split payments and, really try to work with this person, this, that, and third when it comes to pricing. And so when it comes to fluctuation of continuous ingredients, the fluctuation of ingredients, it is a continuous stressor as someone that's a baker. And that is something that I always have to update my ingredients list monthly. I have to update not even update my pricing, but I have to update my margins and make sure, now that with employee, how am I going to pay out the employee and stuff like that. You have to continuously think through. And then with the political sense of tariffs, because, some supplies does come from Amazon, which sources from China. Have to consider that. And that's just another stressor of having a cake business, And these are things that just have weighed on me, especially this year, of thought process wise of how am I you know, how can I keep going? You feel me? And then I realized how toxic the cake community low-key is. Like, y'all, some of y'all literally, y'all make sweets doesn't mean you are. And to me, that's somewhat baffling. Baffling. Like, I understand the cake business is very lucrative, this and a third. However, I personally didn't go into this for money. That's me. I know not every baker does. Not every cake decorator or artist does. I want to talk about, in tandem to, I want to talk about the toxicity. Specifically, when Walmart starts selling heart cakes for Valentine's Day.
Create this cake with me while we discuss the Walmart vintage heart cake drama and why it really upsets and affects me as a home baker and business owner. So Walmart recently started selling vintage heart cakes for only $5 to $20. It's extremely cheap for one of these cakes. The reason why I'm mad is not what you think. Don't care if Walmart's gonna undersell me for a vintage heart cake. You know what? Times are tough right now, and if you want that cute look for your birthday photo, then I am so glad that Walmart has a cheaper option. But what is actually grinding my gears here are the people in the comments under videos advertising the cake, complaining about what home bakers are charging for vintage heart cakes. I just find that highly disrespectful to everybody who puts so much time and effort into their cake, especially when having a birthday cake is a luxury. It is not a need. You do not get to tell these people how they're going to price their items when they know their worth.
Didn't y'all tell them that if they can't afford your price for your cake, why don't you go to Walmart? Didn't y'all say that?
And that was this year, actually, this February. When I tell you the TikToks that I saw from bakers, and I'm like, oh my goodness, y'all really are pressed over Walmart selling heart cakes. Like, to me personally, I was impressed about it, and I'll get into why. I can understand the frustration, as you know, that is a hit to your business, this and a third. And I can understand as well why you feel that Walmart is coming for, you know, the home baker, the cake decorator, this and a third, and feel frightened, feel frustrated, this and a third. I can understand all those emotions. But let's flip the other side of the coin, okay? Think of as well that your frustrations kind of does come off slightly as entitlement. Slightly as entitlement. And I'm going to say why. Because, one, your supporters and your customers, they don't owe you to be their customers at the end of the day. And that's something I've always made sure in my head. That's why I'm always grateful for every order, every transaction, every person, even good and the bad. Is like, you know, either way I learned or I gained a new supporter. One or the other. However, I saw a lot of the bakers coming across as very entitled to the money of their customers. And that being is that they're saying their frustration of like, oh, y'all about to go get this $30 heart cake from Walmart, when I got these $100 or $200 cakes over here, better quality, this and a third. And to me, I'm like, I get where you're coming from. However, what you're not thinking of is accessibility. You're not thinking of the person that has only EBT for groceries. You're not thinking of the single mother or the single father that has 3 birthdays for their kids back to back, and they can't get a $200 cake every time. And that's what really frustrated me with the cake community. I was like, this is high-key toxic. Like, what in the world? And I grew up on grocery store cakes. My mom didn't bake. Hello? My father didn't bake. Hello? Like, I'm the only one in my family that truly wanted to do culinary and wanted to get into the nitty-gritty of the ingredients, the overall making and everything. Like, I'm the only one that does that. You feel me? And even my brother loves cooking, this and that. We love it as like in tandem. But my depth for it is the through and through process of it, eating it, research, like everything for it, this and the third. And so I'm like, when it comes to having the possibility to give my daughter or son the heart cake that they've been seeing on TikTok, and it may not be exact, but it will get the job done. and I have $30 to my name. This cake is $25, and I can't afford the local, the luxury cake that I could get from a home baker or a professional baker. And that's okay. That's okay. You also, I feel like as bakers as well, you have to understand your target audience. Like, for you to come at those people that may have lower income or financial hardship, to me, that was so inconsiderate. It was very inconsiderate, and it really riled me up. I'm not gonna lie to you. It really riled me up, because I'm like, y'all are not seeing the full scope of the picture. You're only seeing your part of the picture, and that's it. Yeah, no, that that really upset me. And I just wanted to touch on that, because I'm like, in this cake community, it's not always rainbows and sprinkles, sadly, and I just hope on my side of what I can do in my due diligence, like I said, back to those 4 pillars, is one of them is spread kindness. That's literally something that I really pride myself in, and we just need more kindness in the world, period. So lastly, which I know many of y'all are wanting to know, am I quitting the Divine Cakery? Ultimately, no. Ultimately, no. I'm sorry for that jump scare. Ultimately, no. But a break is for sure needed. I really need a break from my business. I'll be real. I need a break. Because over the past months, and I've kind of started feeling like this. I kind of been starting feeling like this really in like March, April-ish. I've been losing passion and the reason why and who I'm doing this for. If you don't know, Divine Cakery is something I've always had a dream as a kid. I've always wanted a baking business. I've always wanted to be a baker. I wanted to be a chef and just explore the culinary world to the ins and outs and just share my love for food. That's the true core of me. And I was a Food Network kid. I love all that. I love MasterChef Junior, Food Wars, Cupcake Wars, all that. That's me through and through. Great British Baking Show, still on the roster. Still love to watch it. Okay. And that's who I'm doing that for. Who I'm doing this for. And the reason why is, like I said earlier, I love to share my love for food with other people. I love to share my sweets, and to be a part of their special occasions, again, is such an honor to do. And I don't take it lightly. I really don't. But I've lost that. I've lost that reasoning, and I felt that very, very hard recently of, this is I just made some money from this. And I'm like, I've never thought that before. Whenever I first got the thought of like, oh my goodness, I made like X, Y, and Z from this cake. Not gonna hold you, that happened probably in like April of the money that I brought in. And I'm actually like looking at the money versus the product that I'm making and thinking of how happy this makes this person. And that's when I knew something wasn't right. Something was not right within me, where money is now the passion, and the passion is no longer my core value. So I did some self-reflection, did some, self-awareness, praying and everything, and counseling as well, just to really see like, Divine, you lost the plot. Basically, you really lost the plot. And another thing is in my current semester break as well, I really, really miss y'all. I miss my community so bad. I feel like I'm by myself in my community right now. I really miss Baton Rouge. I miss all the people over there. Like, even if I never served you, I just miss having you there and being like, oh my God, are you the cake lady? I'm like, yes, I'm the cake lady. Yes, I'm the cake lady. And I'm like, who are you? Can I give you a hug? Like, I miss having community, and I miss just the support. Like, I have digital support, but I miss the physical support of going on campus and like being like, oh my god, I made your cake, oh my god, or like even be like, I saw you at the pencil cake class, oh my god, like stuff like that. I miss having that. and I'm using, one reason why I'm pursuing YouTube and just like more social media content on my Divine's Diary page is to build community, but like building community outside of the, like with business still tied to it, but it's me and you at the end of the day. Like, it's us talking like a FaceTime, or like us getting to know each other more personable. Because I mean, business is great for us of how we met, but I really want to understand and like, you know, get to know y'all, because I really enjoy y'all, and I hope y'all enjoy me. I hope. I mean, if you stay this long, I'm pretty sure you do. But yeah, so I really missed y'all during my semester break, and I love y'all dearly. Y'all really hit on hard days. Y'all keep me going. I'm not even gonna lie. Whenever I was still at LSU, and I would just get that text of like, I just want to say I'm really proud of you and your business. I'll be like, oh, you don't even know. I was literally crying in bed because I have 4 cake orders too. But I'm like, I appreciate nonetheless. And so on my semester break though, I took a cake decorating job here. And the reason why I took that is helping me re-fall in love with cake decorating and just overall why I'm doing this. And it takes the pressure off of me from shopping for ingredients, you know, doing the admin stuff of getting the pricing and everything like that. Like, it takes the pressure of business side of me off, and it's like getting back into why Divine is doing this. It takes me back to just whenever it was just me in the kitchen, no customers yet, and I was just decorating a cake for funsies. It's helping me slowly but surely like rediscover my passion and my love, because when I would give it to I'm a baker on a military base, so I would give it to the soldiers and to see them light up like, oh my goodness, this is my daughter's cake, or this is my mom's cake, my wife, or this is for my captain, he's getting promoted, or like the little pieces of their world and their life that this cake is gonna be part of. It fulfills me so deeply. I'm not gonna get teary, but it fulfills me so deeply, and I am rediscovering the Divine that started Divine Cakery. Slowly but surely, she's coming back to me, and I can see why we started in the first place all over again. So this is my last thing that I learned, and parting words for y'all. It is okay to pause. It is okay to pause and do not look at it as failure. Look at it as a reset. Whenever I took my semester break, I felt like a failure. I feel like I failed my family, failed myself, because I'm like, Divine, you're 23 and you haven't graduated yet. You fell off with your business, this and a third. And I felt like a failure, a loser. But talked to my dad, and he was like, you know, see this as a reset / a pause versus a fail and a loss, because you are presented with an opportunity to recenter yourself, which not many people get to do, reconnect to yourself, to be better when you go back. And it's okay. And it's okay to slow down, to just take a moment and reflect and build yourself up again and reconnect to yourself. So those are my parting words. If you made it to the end of the video, comment a cupcake emoji. I guess just comment a cupcake emoji, something that's on theme. Stay sweet, and I will talk to y'all later. Bye, y'all.